Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today's the 24th of April 2024 and we are towards the end of April, isn't it? But the price of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market, guys, is definitely not ending on a positive note. The price of Bitcoin has marginally gone down, and when we look at the prices, we'll definitely go ahead and discuss some interesting metrics, guys. Unfortunately, I really am not liking the numbers for DeFi. Now look, guys, in order for the world to go ahead and work on Web 3.0, the key matrix according to me is that of DeFi, isn't it? But unfortunately, guys, the volume in DeFi is definitely not looking good. So in today's episode, we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on the numbers of DeFi. Now, one of the biggest unfortunate news that is circulating right now, guys, that is to do with Tether USDT. And looks like they're pro-censorship. Now look, guys, when we talk about usage of cryptocurrencies, Tether USDT has been dominating the world ever since its inception, isn't it? And on certain days, guys, just the volume of Tether USDT accounts for 70%. In certain cases, 80% of the 24-hour volume as well. And them being pro-censorship is definitely not ideal. Because look, guys, when we talk about cryptocurrencies and when we talk about the invention of Bitcoin, the whole promise was that there should not be a centralized entity to go ahead and meddle with any of the transaction, isn't it? And Bitcoin, as we know, is peer-to-peer electronic cash system. But so far as Tether USDT is concerned, they do have the ability to go ahead and censor your transaction. And what has happened, guys, is the United States, they have gone ahead and decided to sanction Venezuela's oil industry, and the Venezuelan company, they wanted to go ahead and utilize Tether USDT and also wanted to accelerate the adoption of cryptocurrencies. But Tether USDT, guys, they have gone ahead and put out a statement that they will definitely go ahead and censor these transactions, and they will be more than happy to go ahead and block the transaction as well. This, to be honest, guys, is a massive no in my opinion. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go and explore on this news. Now, I do have another unfortunate news, guys, and that is to do with Crypto.com. And this news is surrounding South Korea. And they have actually gone ahead and decided to postpone the launch. And that is due to money laundering probe. So I'll go ahead and explain in detail what this news is. Now look, guys, since the last 9 months we are talking so much about ETF, isn't it? Now regarding Ethereum ETF, guys, we do have an update, and the US Security and Exchange Commission, they have gone ahead and decided to delay the decision of spot Ethereum ETF, and that is to do with Grayscale Investments and Franklin Templeton. So I'll go ahead and explore what this news is all about. Now look, guys, the US Security and Exchange Commission looks like they need another 60 days to go ahead and make any decision regarding ETF only by Grayscale Investment and Franklin Templeton. But on the 23rd of May, guys, we definitely find out information if an Ethereum ETF is approved or not, and the applicators for that are completely different. I believe it is BlackRock and quite a lot of other. Now regarding ETF, guys, we also have an update by Standard Chartered, and what they have done is they have got it and published a report, and according to their report, guys, there is very little chance for an Ethereum ETF to be approved. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. But what is really interesting to note, guys, is that the analysts who go ahead and published the report, in the month of March, they said that an Ethereum ETF most likely will be approved in May. Now, these are some of the drawbacks of analysts, guys, because they easily tend to switch, isn't it? And these analysts have also gone ahead and made price prediction. They are saying by year end, the price of Bitcoin will be $150,000, and for Ethereum, guys, they're saying $8,000. Now, look, guys, historically, Standard Chartered has been making numerous such predictions, and truth be told, guys, none of these predictions have turned out to be true, to be honest. And like I always say, guys, all price predictions are 100% right 50% of the time, isn't it? Now these are some macro level news, guys, I'll cover in my Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast, I'm going to be covering 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news, guys, is more of a report which is published by BitGet, and they actually stating that the UAE is leading in crypto adoption in the Middle East with 72% of local users investing in Bitcoin. So I'll go ahead and share some numbers regarding that report. Now the second news, guys, has to do with artificial intelligence, and this is a massive news. And what this news actually states is that UAE-based company, that is G42, which I believe their head office is in Abu Dhabi, they have announced a collaboration with US group called as Qualcomm, and I'll go ahead and share more information regarding this news, guys. So quite a lot to cover, guys, in today's episode. Let's kickstart with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain, and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as we kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. They'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media Guys is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well. And Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously. And they're focusing on 3 Ps. That is people, planet, and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys. They also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE. So definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing, and hosting training workshops, seminars, and community events that educate, inform, and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Tough Mudder Arabia, guys, they are putting some really iconic events in the Middle East, and there is one final event of the season that takes place on the 20th of April in the iconic location called as Al Marjan in Ras Al Khaimah. And the final event of the season, guys, is not going to be an ordinary event. They're going to be having some really cool obstacles. And so far as Tough Mudder is concerned, guys, they create hardcore obstacle courses designed to test your all-round strength, stamina, and mental grit. And with the most innovative courses and millions of participants around the world, it is the premier challenge series in the world. Now look at Tough Mudder Arabia, they did put out, if not one of the biggest events in the world of obstacle course race, and they did that with the highest prize money in the history of obstacle course race. And what better way to end the series by having one final event on the 20th of April in the iconic location. Now look, guys, one of my goals is to complete 100 Tough Mudder, and I'm very close to getting there. Now if you want to go ahead and sign up for this event, the registration link is in the show notes below. So what are you waiting for, guys? Get your friends, get your family members, get your colleagues. The link to the registration for Tough Mudder Arabia on the 20th of April is in the show notes below. And if you go through the link, guys, there is a cool discount code mentioned in the show notes below as well. So hopefully, guys, I see you at the Tough Mudder event. Next,
Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing. Go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now, guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now, since the last 24 hours, guys, the global cryptocurrency market hasn't changed quite a lot. Today it is at $2.45 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it has actually gone down by 0.19%. Now, what I'm really not liking, guys, is the volume on DeFi, because listen, when you talk about decentralized finance, ideally this number should have been at least 4 or 5 times by now. The prices of Bitcoin is increased, the prices of Ethereum is increased, meme coin has taken the world by storm. But unfortunately, guys, if you look at the usage of DeFi, this has actually gone down since the last 9 months. When you talk about Web 3.0, ideally speaking, guys, decentralized finance should be a matrix that we should be looking at. And if you look at the total volume in DeFi, guys, it is only at $5.51 billion. And DeFi as of today is accounting for only 8.01% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now, going back to 2020, guys, on an average given day, the 24-hour volume of DeFi used to hover somewhere between the $10 to $14 billion. On certain worst cases, guys, it used to still be about the $8 billion mark, and on certain days it used to cross the $20 billion mark as well. Unfortunately, guys, since the collapse of Terra Luna and FTX, the volume of decentralized finance has been on a downward spiral. Now, so far as the total value locked is concerned, it is at $91.49 billion. And the only reason why the total value locked is increasing is because there are a lot of validators who have been added onto DeFi protocols. And the only reason why validators have been added, more precisely to do with Ethereum, is because they are anticipating an Ethereum spot ETF to be approved, isn't it? But later on we'll go and discuss if there are any chances of an Ethereum ETF to be approved finally or not. Now, so far as DeFi is concerned, guys, Lido is still dominating with $31.01 billion, and decentralized exchange dominance is at 22.49%. Now look, guys, the only matrix which I'm finding it okay is that the consistency of decentralized exchange to centralized exchange is relatively consistent. To date is at 22.49%, and only since the last 7 weeks it has been consistent. Prior to that, guys, decentralized to centralized exchange dominance used to pick up pace either on Wednesdays or Thursdays, and for some odd reasons on Saturdays and Sundays. But since the last 7 weeks, decentralized to centralized exchange dominance has been consistent, and this most likely could be because of the Duncan upgrade that did actually take place in Ethereum, isn't it? And looks like because of that, a lot of centralized exchanges, a lot of protocols are in a position to go ahead and use decentralized exchange. But listen, guys, the numbers of DeFi is still absolutely horrendous. Ideally, guys, this number should have been 4 times, maybe even 5 times of what it is. And with the approval of Bitcoin Spot ETF and possibly approval of Ethereum Spot ETF, this number should have probably been even 10 times of what it is right now. When will that thing happen? I really am not sure, to be honest. Now, since the last 24 hours, guys, if you look at the total cryptocurrency market volume, it is only at $68.88 billion, and it has actually gone down by 5.13%. Now, let me just quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges, guys, because Uniswap is at number 1, and its volume is $1.83 billion. Radium is at number 2nd. Its 24-hour volume is $796.39 million. PancakeSwap, guys, is at number 3rd, and its volume is $730.19 million. Now, what I'm noticing, guys, is ever since SEC went after Uniswap, the number 2nd and the number 3rd, their volumes have drastically picked up pace. But so far as Uniswap's volume is concerned, it is still number 1, but the percentage has marginally gone down. And that is only because of the drama between SEC and Uniswap Lab, isn't it? So let's wait and see, guys, how this turns out to play. Now, the number 4th, guys, of our decentralized exchange is concerned is Curve Finance, and its 24-hour volume is $325.19 million. Orca is at number 5th, and its volume is $277.72 million. Now, let me very quickly run through the volume of stablecoins, guys. It is at $64.62 billion, and stablecoins as of today is accounting for 93.82% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. Now look, guys, these numbers should have been for DeFi. Now granted, guys, stable coins, they definitely have brilliant use cases, but in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss Tether USDT's announcement, where they have clearly said that they will be more than happy to go ahead and block transactions and go ahead and freeze accounts that are under the sanctions list. Now look, guys, this is definitely not ideal, particularly when we talk about peer-to-peer electronic cash system, isn't it? So I'll definitely go ahead and give out more information regarding this. Now, so far as the volume is concerned, guys, Tether USDT is accounting for $49.39 billion. FDUSD, guys, is number 2nd, and its volume is $8.76 billion. And in comparison to Circle USDC, guys, the percentage is definitely much higher since the last 24 hours. Circle USDC is at number 3rd, and its 24-hour volume is $5.65 billion. Now, let me very quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume, and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, so far as the market cap of Bitcoin is concerned, guys, unfortunately it has gone down, and to date is at $1.30 trillion. Ethereum's market cap, guys, has actually picked up pace, and to date is at $392 billion. Now, if you look at the 24-hour trading volume, guys, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume is $24.31 billion. Ethereum's 24-hour trading volume is $11.06 billion. Now, just to give you some context, guys, when Bitcoin Spot ETF was approved, the 24-hour trading volume of Bitcoin did actually cross a $100 billion mark, and that just shows the power of BlackRock getting into the game, isn't it? Unfortunately, guys, that just shows the power of BlackRock, in my opinion. Now, so far as the dominance of Bitcoin is concerned, it is at 53.49%, whereas Ethereum's dominance is 16.10%. Now, guys, let me very quickly run through the market cap of meme coins. And Dogecoin's market cap has actually increased since the last time I looked at it. Today it is at $23.04 billion. Shiba Inu, guys, is at $15.74 billion. Pepe, guys, is at number 3rd, and its market cap is definitely looking good at $3.24 billion. Followed by Dog with that, its market cap is $3.02 billion. Now look, guys, the top 4 out of the 5, each of their market cap is definitely more than Monero's market cap. So this is definitely not ideal, in my opinion. Was when you talk about privacy, when we talk about self-sovereign identity, unfortunately, guys, the numbers are not backing it up. Those are my honest thoughts. Now, the number 5th, guys, is Floki, and its market cap is $1.85 billion. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, in case you want to go ahead and look at it, go to Masari.io and you can sort it across different assets. Now, guys, in today's episode, before we look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and give out some basic level information regarding proof of work and its significance within the Bitcoin mining ecosystem. Because look guys, when you talk about proof of work, this is kind of the underlying consensus mechanism used by Bitcoin, isn't it? So let me go ahead and explain some basic level information regarding proof of work, because one of the primary goals of Bitcoin, guys, is to create a decentralized digital currency system that operates without the need for a centralized authority. And proof of work, guys, achieves this by distributing the responsibility of validating transactions and maintaining the blockchain ledger among a network of participants, also called as miners. And because miners compete to solve cryptographic puzzles, no single entity can monopolize control over the network, and this decentralized nature makes Bitcoin resistant to censorship, tampering, and single point of failure, thereby enhancing its security and resilience. This goes against everything what Tether USDT stands for, isn't it? And also the fiat currencies. Now, so far as proof of work is concerned, guys, let me go ahead and talk about the incentives for participation. Because look guys, proof of work provides economic incentives for participants to contribute the computational resources to the network, and miners are rewarded with newly minted bitcoins and transaction fees for successfully solving puzzles and adding blocks to the blockchain, isn't it? And this reward system not only compensates miners for the efforts, but also ensures the continued operation and security of the network. And the prospect of earning rewards, guys, motivates miners to invest in specialized hardware and compete for block rewards, thereby strengthening the network security. Now look guys, the sequential nature of blockchain, where each block references the previous one, ensures the immutability of transaction records. And once a block is added to the blockchain, it becomes extremely difficult or next to impossible to go ahead and alter or erase past transactions without invalidating subsequent blocks. And this property, guys, is crucial for maintaining the trust and transparency within the Bitcoin network, as it prevents double spending and other forms of fraud. And proof of work, guys, plays a pivotal role in preserving the integrity of the transaction history by ensuring that any attempt to tamper with past blocks would require an impractical amount of computational power, and to maintain a consistent block generation rate regardless of changes in network's computational power, the difficulty of the cryptographic puzzle is adjusted periodically. Now look guys, every 2016 block, the difficulty mining gets adjusted. So let's say if there are too many miners, and if the mining is relatively tough, every 2016 block, the difficulty mining gets eased. But let's say if there are very few miners, and if it is easy to go ahead and mine these blocks, what happens is every 2016 block, the difficulty mining gets adjusted and it becomes tougher. And this adjustment, guys, ensures that the blocks are added to blockchain approximately every 10 minutes, regardless of fluctuation in miner participation or hardware efficiency. By dynamically adjusting to changes in the network, guys, proof of work ensures the stability and predictability of Bitcoin protocol while accommodating growth and fluctuation in mining activity. Now look guys, unfortunately, when we talk about proof of work, there is a lot of energy consumption and environmental impact, isn't it? But despite its many benefits, proof of work has strongly attracted criticism from energy-intensive nature, and the computational resources required to solve cryptographic puzzles consume significant amount of electricity, leading to concerns about the environmental impact on Bitcoin mining industry. And few weeks ago, guys, I talked about in Norway, where they actually want to go ahead and collect information from miners, and they want miners to leave the country, isn't it? Now look guys, the critics are arguing that the energy consumption associated with proof of work is unsustainable and contributes to carbon emission. However, guys, proponents counter that the security and decentralization provided by proof of work justify the energy expenditure and the efforts on the way to mitigate its environmental footprint through the use of renewable energy sources and technological innovation. So look guys, overall, when you talk about proof of work, it is a foundational component of Bitcoin protocol, providing the framework for distributed consensus and trustless transaction validation. While it faces challenges related to energy consumption and scalability, guys, its proven security and resilience have solidified its position as a cornerstone of the cryptocurrency ecosystem, isn't it? And what I think, guys, is as the industry continues to evolve, proof of work will likely remain a topic of debate and innovation, driving advancements in blockchain technology and decentralized consensus mechanism. So let me know, guys, what are your thoughts regarding proof of work, or are you an Ethereum maximalist and want proof of work to go ahead and switch to proof of stake? Now guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And the price of Bitcoin, guys, has marginally gone down, and today it is at $66,410. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.66%, but since the last 7 days, it is up by 4.05%. Ethereum, guys, has marginally picked up pace. Since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.58%. It is at $3,222. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 4.43%. Binance BNB Coin, guys, is definitely looking good. It is at $606. And since the last 24 hours, it is up by 0.22%. And since the last 7 days, it is up by 12.75%. Now look, guys, at this point of time, it's really safe to assume that Binance BNB will definitely be leaps and bounds ahead in comparison to Solana blockchain, isn't it? But only time will tell if Solana does actually overtake Binance BNB chain. Now look guys, there is a massive news that is circulating right now that is regarding Tether USDT. And me personally guys, I'm definitely not liking this news. But let me go ahead and touch base on some history guys as to why Tether USDT is focusing on being pro-censorship. Now what happened guys is that the United States of America is set to reimpose sanctions on Venezuela's oil industry. Now I won't go ahead and get into the details as to why they are doing that, because that is more of a political chaos over there. And US, as we know guys, is known for meddling into other areas, isn't it? Now so far as this news is concerned regarding Tether USDT, what Venezuela is doing in order to go ahead and avoid these sanctions and avoid trading with the US dollar, they are prompting the country to accelerate its adoption of cryptocurrency in oil trading. And Venezuela's state-run oil company, that is PDVSA, which I believe guys has been in existence since 1976. They have over 70,000 employees and they plan to increase the use of digital currencies to reduce the risk of frozen sale proceeds in their foreign bank accounts. But listen guys, Tether has got and put out a statement that they vow to follow the law and block transactions. Now it's really important to understand guys that the US Department of Treasury requires PDVSA customers and providers to wind down the transactions by the 31st of May due to Venezuela's failure to implement electoral reforms. Now look guys, this is a political chaos that is going on in that region. Now when we talk about cryptocurrencies guys, Tether USDT is used quite a lot, isn't it? If you look at the 24-hour volume of all cryptocurrencies, Tether USDT does account for 85%, in certain cases even 90% of all cryptocurrency transactions. Now a spokesperson from Tether USDT has actually said that Tether respects the OFAC, that is the Office of Foreign Asset Control, and they have been provided with a list that is an SDS list, and Tether is committed to working to ensure sanction addresses are frozen promptly. And Tether's CEO, that is Paulie Adrano, said that these actions reflect the firm's commitment to establishing a higher safety standard within the emerging industry. Now look guys, Tether USDT freezing these accounts are definitely great, but when you talk about cryptocurrencies, this is an absolutely massive no in my opinion guys, because when you talk about Bitcoin guys, think of it, why was Bitcoin created? Bitcoin was created so that there is no central mediary, no central entity between two parties, and the definition of Bitcoin is peer-to-peer electronic cash system, isn't it? Now when you talk about Tether USDT, that is the issuers of stablecoin, they are literally replacing the role of a bank, isn't it? So my big question guys is Tether USDT truly following the pillars of open blockchain? And the answer to that is a big upfront no. Now you need to understand what the pillars of open blockchain are. So what I'd really recommend you to do is guys, go to YouTube and look up Andrea Santanopoulos's Pillars of Open Blockchain. He talks about open source, he talks about censorship resistant, which clearly Tether USDT is failing to follow. He talks about borderless, he talks about permissionless, he goes and explains what neutral is, and later on guys, he's also got an added public verifiability. Now look guys, it's really important to understand the pillars of open blockchain. Now I hate saying this guys, Tether USDT is definitely not following the pillars of open blockchain, and is Tether USDT literally replacing the role of a bank? Clearly looks like Tether USDT is replacing the role of a bank, isn't it? This, to be honest guys, is a massive no. But look guys, let's say if Tether USDT were a bank, then they definitely have the right to go and follow the requirements that are set forth by OFAC, that is the Office of Foreign Asset Control. My big problem is, when you talk about cryptocurrencies, Tether or any other company should not be in a position to do that. Those are my honest thoughts. And look guys, it's also important to note that Tether has voluntarily blocked 1,426 USDT addresses, freezing over $1 billion in funds. And this information is actually provided by Dune Analytics, and in the past guys, Circle USDC has done that as well. Now because they are centralized entity guys, they definitely have to go out and follow these procedures, isn't it? Or the US government will be locking them up in prison. So these are tricky situations so far stablecoin issuers are concerned, but I'm talking about the use case of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency guys. The transaction should be peer-to-peer. And look guys, with central bank digital currency kicking in, this thing will definitely happen tenfold, maybe even more than this. And who's to say guys, with political chaos that is going on right now, what a central bank can do is, under the direction of a Biden regime, they can immediately go ahead and freeze your banking account. Let's say if you go ahead and show support to the other party, let's say if you show support to Republican candidates as well, isn't it? Those are scary times when you talk about central bank digital currency, in my opinion. Now guys, let's discuss some news all the way from South Korea. And guys, Crypto.com has postponed its planned app launch in South Korea following reports of an on-site inspection by local regulators, and this is regarding alleged failures to prevent money laundering, guys. Now, the inspection was prompted by concerns over anti-money laundering data that was actually submitted by the exchange itself. Now, despite maintaining that it upholds the highest anti-money laundering standards in the industry, Crypto.com has decided to delay its launch to ensure Korean regulators understand its policies and procedures, and Crypto.com, guys, did actually receive approval from South Korean regulators in 2022, and it intended to launch the app for retail users on 29th of April. However, it emphasized its commitment to working with regulators to responsibly advance the industry in South Korea. Also, guys, it's really important to note that Crypto.com did actually clarify that it had not onboarded any new customers in Korea since acquiring OKBit, a platform with approximately 900 customers which had not been cited for anti-money laundering infractions, and since the acquisition, guys, existing OKBit customers' access has been limited to withdrawals as well. So those are some additional information as well. Now, guys, let's discuss some news regarding Ethereum ETF and the United Securities and Exchange Commission, guys. They have delayed the decision on spot Ethereum ETF, and this proposal is from Grayscale Investments and Franklin Templeton. And the SEC, guys, has stated that it needs more time to review the proposal, and these fund managers, along with others, are seeking approval from SEC to allow the investment vehicle to trade on American stock exchanges, isn't it? Now, look, guys, if you want to go ahead and check the filings from SEC, it is in the show notes below. Now, the US Securities and Exchange Commission, guys, is extending the time period for approving or disapproving the proposal rule change for an additional 60 days. So hopefully after 60 days from now, we will find out some information regarding the approval of ETF. That is from Grayscale Investment and Franklin Templeton. But the key date to remember, guys, is the 23rd of May, as there are different applications. And if I'm not mistaken, guys, this application is from BlackRock and from many other applicators as well, isn't it? So on 23rd of May, we find out if an Ethereum ETF has been approved or not. Now, keeping Ethereum ETF in mind, guys, Standard Chartered did actually publish a report, and what that report actually states is that an Ethereum ETF is unlikely to be approved in May. Now, unfortunately, guys, we could not get the report by Standard Chartered, but this news is actually published by a media company called as The Block. Now, what that article is also stating that Standard Chartered has made some wild predictions regarding the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, regarding Bitcoin, guys, they have a price target of $150,000 by year end, and according to them, Ethereum will target $8,000. Now, look, guys, when it comes to price predictions, all price predictions are 100% right, 50% of the time in my opinion, because look, towards the end of this year, there's going to be US elections, and there's going to be absolutely massive chaos during that point of time, guys. And I'm pretty much sure that news will directly and indirectly impact the price of Bitcoin and even Ethereum and other cryptocurrency as well. Now, regarding this report, guys, that is published by Standard Chartered, the very same analyst did actually mention on 18th of March that there is a very high chance of an Ethereum ETF to be approved on the 23rd of May, but looks like based on new and updated information, they have gone ahead and backtracked the report, isn't it? Rightly so as well, I guess. So these are some macro level news, guys, on the cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now, the first news, guys, is more of a research which is being published by BitGet, and what that report actually states is that the United Arab Emirates is leading the cryptocurrency industry in the Middle East, with 72% of local users investing in Bitcoin. So let me go ahead and read out some numbers, guys, because the numbers are really interesting. And what they're actually stating, an average of 500,000 daily crypto traders are locally found in 2024, and they're projected to increase to 700,000 daily traders by the year end 2024. And they also talk about UAE's crypto-friendly policies-driven adoption. And look, guys, because of an approval of spot Bitcoin ETF, it has definitely garnered quite a lot of interest, isn't it? And interest in digital assets is relatively high in UAE. Now, look, guys, I've been in Dubai for quite some time, and I can definitely state even the government is really supportive and proactive, not just for Bitcoin, but so far as other cryptocurrency is concerned as well. Let me very quickly run through some numbers, guys, that is actually published in BitGet's research. What the research actually states is that 29% see crypto as convenient asset holding, and 34% of users are cryptocurrency traders, and 22% use crypto for daily payments. And so far as cryptocurrency exchange is concerned, guys, they have minimal demand in comparison to other countries. And global cryptocurrency exchange definitely are dominating, because you have Crypto.com, you have Binance, and pretty much sure we might have Coinbase as well. Now, so far as decentralized exchange is concerned, guys, the report is actually stating that decentralized exchange are also popular in UAE. Now, regarding wallets, guys, they are stating that Trust Wallet and MetaMask are among the top wallets, And regarding crypto adoption, guys, the crypto adoption based on the report has risen from 330,000 to 700,000 users. Now look, guys, favorable regulations and market upturn has definitely driven the growth, hasn't it? And UAE has emerged as a hub for crypto activities, and BitGet, guys, anticipates continued growth in the region. Now so far as BitGet is concerned, guys, they were established in 2018, and it is the world's leading cryptocurrency exchange and Web3 company, and they're serving over 20 million users in 100 countries and region. So it looks like they have done quite a lot of research, isn't it? And they also have Lionel Messi, the greatest of all time, as a brand ambassador as well. So definitely positive news. Now look, guys, so far as United Arab Emirates is concerned, it is definitely very proactive in the world of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, blockchain, and even artificial intelligence. And the next news, guys, I'm going to be talking about has to do with artificial intelligence. And this news, guys, is an absolutely massive news. And the news is that UAE-based AI firm that is G42, they have announced collaboration with US group Qualcomm. So let me go ahead and share more information regarding this news, guys. And G42, guys, is an AI firm based in UAE, and they are collaborating with Qualcomm Technologies, and the collaboration aims to bring Qualcomm's cloud AI solutions to the market. And G42 subsidiary Core42 will feature Qualcomm's product in Condor AI platform, and Qualcomm Cloud's AI interference solution, guys, focuses on energy efficiency and performance. And the group's chief technology officer of G42 has highlighted the transformative potential of the collaboration. And Core42's Condor AI platform offers optimized infrastructure with leading AI solution. And guys, Qualcomm Cloud AI 100 Ultra AI Accelerator promises unparalleled inference performance, and the platform, guys, aims to deliver efficient AI interference at cloud scale globally. And Nicole Dugal from Qualcomm has emphasized the high-performance AI and cost efficiency, and G42, guys, is highlighting the platform potential for developing up to 10x increase in token per dollar. And this collaboration, guys, definitely aims to redefine the potential of AI technology, and Qualcomm solution provides industry-leading energy efficiency and price performance as well. Now G42, guys, aims to create transformative opportunities through technology, and the Condor AI platform integrates advanced data formats and novel AI techniques, and the collaboration focuses on delivering high-performance AI at an extremely affordable cost. And G42's Core42, guys, has partnered with Qualcomm to flush the boundaries of AI technology, and this alliance aims to enable global access to efficient AI interference solution. And G42, guys, is emphasizing the cost efficiency and the performance of Condor AI platform. Now look, as G42 is based in Abu Dhabi, which is the capital of United Arab Emirates, and this news, guys, definitely develops positive relationship between the UAE and United States of America as well, as in it. So definitely positive news. So those were the news, guys, on cryptocurrency, blockchain, and artificial intelligence world from Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, mention them in the comments below. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Sarah, who asks, I notice you often mention various metrics from the cryptocurrency market, like trading volumes and market cap. How do these metrics reflect the overall health and the stability of the crypto market? And are there any specific patterns or trends listeners should be aware about based on these metrics? Now this is definitely a really interesting question, Sarah. Now let's go ahead and discuss some of the crypto market's dynamics and health. Now regarding the overall health and the stability of the cryptocurrency market, right now it is definitely looking good, and the answer is pretty simple. It is because of BlackRock getting into the Bitcoin spot ETF game, isn't it? But let's say if you were to ask this question 9 months before this, I'm pretty much sure the answer would have been completely different. Now, the only consistent trend which I've observed, Sarah, is that of the volume of stable coins, irrespective of the market, if it is in a bullish indicator or if it is in a bearish indicator. The volume of stable coins has definitely been the most dominating factor, and it's needless to say that Tether USDT has often been dominating. So when you talk about matrix, the only consistent thing that I've seen is that the volume of stablecoins has been dominating the cryptocurrency world. But look, when you talk about narratives, I definitely have seen different narratives being built up in the Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain space. Now, going back to 2013, when I got introduced into Bitcoin, The whole narrative back then was blockchain technology, not Bitcoin, and a lot of the banking industry, they were actually dismissing Bitcoin, and they were actually talking about the benefits of blockchain. And I very specifically remember back in 2014 or 15, there was a meme that was circulating that talks about a CEO asking his employees to go ahead and implement blockchain technology, and that meme still seems to be relevant today, because ideally what people should be talking about is Bitcoin, not blockchain. And back in the day, people were actually dismissing Bitcoin, and they were talking about it as a complete scam, and JP Morgan and even BlackRock, they were definitely not advocates of Bitcoin. Now in 2016, the whole narrative changed, and there was everything about ICO, and I very specifically remember that time the matrix people were looking at was transaction per second, and that was the big talk back then. And after that, there was this whole ICO hype that was followed by decentralized finance. And trust me, back then the matrix people were looking at was, let's say, yield farming, the interest rate that was given. And that point of time, if you were to ask the overall health and stability of the cryptocurrency market, I would definitely say it was extremely promising. But the whole DeFi narrative has completely died down. And then the whole narrative was regarding NFTs or non-fungible token. And if you look at the matrix that time, it was all driven by NFTs. And people were talking about NFTs at what humongous price they were being sold in. And even Ray Dalio, one of my heroes in the finance space, he also turned out to be an advocate of NFTs. And Kevin O'Leary used to talk about NFTs. But NFTs have died down. In between the NFT and metaverse phase, there was this massive hype regarding meme coins, and there were so many meme coins being generated, and some of the meme coins definitely made people millionaires, even billionaires. And then there was this massive narrative regarding metaverse, and truth be told, Sarah, even I bought the hype. Now when the metaverse hype was kicking in, that time the overall health and stability of the cryptocurrency market was actually going down. And if you look at the 24-hour trading volume back then, the numbers were definitely not looking good. But when you talk about investments pulling into metaverse, those were definitely picking up pace. So things like Sandbox, Axie Infinity, Decentraland, those tokens were definitely picking up pace. Unfortunately, looks like metaverse at this point of time is completely dead, and the ideal time frame would be at least a decade from now. So I wouldn't be surprised if these tokens do actually see a resurgence after some years. Now the next narrative, which is not necessarily seen in the cryptocurrency space, is that of artificial intelligence. Now tokens that are connected to artificial intelligence, they have definitely seen an uptick. But when you talk about the overall health and stability of the cryptocurrency market, that has definitely gone down. The only reason why there's been a resurgence is because of BlackRock getting into the ETF game, isn't it? Now, me personally, I've not been a fan of ETF so far as Bitcoin is concerned, and I did actually go ahead and publish an article, and that article can be downloaded on my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. So look, Sarah, when you talk about the cryptocurrency health, you need to factor into consideration different aspects as well, in terms of what is the trend that is going on right now. Right now, the biggest trend is regarding ordinal inscriptions, and just few days ago it was regarding runes, isn't it? So when you talk about overall health and stability, some of the matrix may not be looking good, but it depends on what are the trends that you've observed. The only trend what I would like to see is people focusing on Bitcoin, because look, once you understand what Bitcoin is, you'll truly understand what it is not. And in the episode that I released on the 20th of April, I got and explained the different use cases that people can implement by using Lightning Network and Liquid Network. So look, ideally, according to me, Sarah, the whole narrative should be Bitcoin, not blockchain. Those are my honest opinions. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series on Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, mention them in the comments below. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, also please feel free to go and check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.